going ahead to what we have in store for you, and we head back to a batting surface that is to the liking of, would be to the liking of these Mumbai boys, but they're not there. It's going to be Rajasthan and Kolkata, and this should be quite a cracker to look forward to. We, of course, will all be here. Pommie, you're going to be out there in the thick of the action, are you?
Yes, we shall be there tomorrow, and I look forward to it. There's a couple of sides that are sort of in need of a win, in need of something to sort of go right, a game that can go totally right all the way through. I mean, all the way through the tournament, it's, some sides search as they go along. Even if it's, early in the tournament like this, if they can just get over the line somehow, it's all good. Rajasthan, you see how they've gone there, one win in 4. And I mean, those are they're no good losses, but their losses have been quite bad, really. Won by 10, then lost by 10 for Kolkata, lost by 38, and even that lost by 18 is a close loss where, you kind of, you look at all these games, you think, well, could they have done that little bit better? Could they? And they're also a side that are searching in different areas going wrong. You're trusting in the middle order, trusting in your bowling, trusting at the top things are going okay. So something, plugging holes all over the place. So both these sides, I think, are searching, and it's a good thing that they have a shootout. One of them at the end of it is happier, has fixed a few things, and they move on, and perhaps the tournament kicks on for them.
Yeah, it's going to be quite a quick turnaround for Rajasthan, Shaun. They've just played, and they're going to be playing again with the day's gap, so maybe not enough time for them to think too much. Maybe that's a good thing for them, for a team that has so many problems off the field, with Jofra Archer being the latest absolute confirmation.
Yeah, we thought he wasn't going to come, but as you say, the confirmation came through today. Yeah, you're quite correct. I mean, the quicker you turn those around when you've had a big defeat like that, sometimes the better. Get back on the horse and off you go. But I think it's going to continue to be a challenge for them. I really feel that Kolkata, with that back-end performance in their batting, I think it might have unleashed a bit of a giant, particularly on that Mumbai surface. So, someone like a Dre Russ, if he comes in and decides to just play like he did, I mean, what was it? The second delivery, he just went after, whacked it away, and he didn't stop. He went from 0 to 1 for the first delivery, and then into 6th gear, and just stayed there for the rest. And then also what you saw, Kartik started to play nasty, even Cummins at the back end there. So, yeah, I think they've still got their work cut out to them. I think there's not too much wrong with some of the bowling of Kolkata. They would have had or be better for the outing, having played one game there. I think they'll be better in their plans and their bowling department.
Let's have a look at the squads, actually, and we can keep that thought going. Let's have a look at the squads and see if we foresee any possible changes going ahead for this game. We'll start with the men in purple. One person we haven't seen yet in action is Kuldeep Yadav. We've had a bit of rotation. Finally saw Suril Narayan coming in, Shakib Al Hasan sitting out. They've got options. Unlike Bangalore, unlike Rajasthan, they do have options. Pommie, any need for any changes here?
Yeah, look, I don't think so. I mean, I think they're okay. I think Narayan went okay-ish. I mean, he came into the attack and bowled all right. I mean, we've also got to pay attention to the fact that it's a high-scoring ground. Many times you might sit there and you'll go, you went for 220, so we're going to change all the bowlers. We're going to change in the bowling department. And have a look at who we can get in there that will get wickets or will be more economical. I don't think they really need to do that. I think many teams need to try and ensure that they get themselves settled and get guys understanding what the job is and to decide on how it is they can be most effective on a surface. I think you almost have to pick a side for your conditions you're going to and stick with that side to know that they're going to do better in more games than they'll do badly. So if you got 4 games at Mumbai and you pick a Pat Cummins, I'm using him, he's generally always going to play. You don't want him to play one game, you take him out, and then you play somebody else, and then in the third game you put him back again. So he's starting again each time. You want a scenario where you back your guys and you change very little. When you go to the next place, if you believe somebody else is better for that place, then you go with that guy as well. And I think it just kind of clarifies things for guys. I'm thinking also of a young guy like Nagrikoti, who was into the side. I hope he does get another game tomorrow.
On batting order, I know it's been very settled with the youngsters up front with Gill and Nitish Rana and Rahul Tripathi. That's the 1, 2, 3 they've been working with, and they've kept consistent. But now that you've brought Sunil Narayan in, I mean, either number 4, 5 or number 7, 8, as far as just my opinion, Shaun, he needs to go out there, even if he gives you 10 of 2, 20 of 10. That's his only place to bat, isn't it?
It is. I think it is an option. I think it's a decent option, but I tend to look at it as an option on a wicket that maybe is a little bit iffy. You know, on the Mumbai surface, the ball's coming on nasty. Those guys at the top of the order, in all honesty, Nareen's probably there's one area where they looked to attack him was on the short pitch deliveries. How will he go there? Maybe have him floating, like they did in the last game. He came in and got out quickly. But I think at the top, I think there's enough pace on the ball there that those young guys, Rain has been in great touch. Gill, I think he's a class player. So, yeah, I wouldn't touch them. I would leave it. I would have maybe Nareen as a floater on this surface. If you get to something lower and slower and you want to try and get off to a fast start, then maybe it's a good option.
Yep. Well, we'll move on to the opposition who have some personnel problems. Kolkata may have problems with choice, but the men in pink versus purple, not too different from each other, down to a squad of 21, only 5 with an aeroplane next to them. And that basically limits their choices. Miller's playing, Butler's playing, Morris is playing, Mustafizur is playing. The only other option they have is Andrew Tye. Now, does he work for you as an option on that Mumbai surface, Pommie?
If they were playing in Chennai, I'd say you want him to play because he's very good with those slower balls and he's got many variations which are take pace off. In terms of playing at Mumbai, I don't know that he brings enough. I think I'd probably go more with Mustafizur because left arm, and he also has a few slow balls, but I would go with him just for that angle particularly, and he's played a few games. He's kind of trying to get into a groove. Morris, you kind of need to play him. It lengthens your batting, and Tye is not competing with the other two. So if he's not getting in ahead of Mustafizur or Morris, if you're thinking of shifting the ball and then he's not getting in, I think he's just going to have to bide his time and sort of wait and see if Mustafizur doesn't go so well in a couple of games in a row. Maybe then he gets a chance. But no, I don't think Tye is coming into the side as far as I'm concerned.
2 more quick names. One is Kartik Tyagi. We saw, among the youngsters, we saw Bishnoi play today. And another possibility purely from the home ground situation. We saw how good Shivam Dubey was, loves playing at his home ground. Yashasvi Jaiswal, he's grown up playing cricket in and around that place. Was there last season, did perform decently enough. Do you think something up the order?
Yeah, they can. I mean, the problem is in this situation when they're so much on the back foot, the more changes you make, it almost makes it more unsettled. You need to try and stick with your individuals and see what they can do. Jadav and Natkat, I would definitely consider getting back. Tye for me maybe plays because you've got the 3 left armers and maybe you want something different. I'd get a Natkat back and I'd have a word with Morris. I think his bowling wise, he's better than what we've seen from him so far. I think he needs to stand up now for that team. Just from a bowling side, we've seen a few decent smacking efforts at the back end, but bowling wise, he's a big, tall guy. He's going to extract a lot of bounce. And I think he can show better control. Control's never been his massive strength, but I definitely think he's better than that. So I'm looking forward to a better performance from him.